Hey everyone, Richard here, and I have a box of Goddess story cards. And I already graded them. We'll get into it. Originally I planned to do a full pack opening and then a full grading. Most of the pack opening video is just messed up. The audio is all screwed up. Some of the video is screwed up. So it's going to be basically clips of the cards that were graded here. I think I have clips for every card. I don't know if all the audio is good though, so we'll figure it out as we go. But this is a grading company I have not graded with before. This is Mana Grading, and I'll explain here in a minute why I decided to do this and give them a whole shot and whatnot. But let's change our camera to down view so that showing the grades of these makes more sense. So, one sec. All right, so we got our cards here. I'm gonna, like I said, be cutting in clips of stuff. So I'll start with what I originally started with, talking about the box. All right, so like I said, I have a box of Goddess story cards. This is a, I guess, set of cards, company cards I never really thought I would open because they are essentially unlicensed anime related and anime adjacent cards. So yeah, these cards are unlicensed, and that's partially why I chose to give this grading with Mana a chance, because Mana is one, if not the only grading company that will grade unlicensed cards, and that goes down to like even custom cards that artists put out. From what I understand, as long as it'll fit in their holder, they'll pretty much grade it, and their label will say whatever it is about it. It won't put like Pokemon on it if it's not an official Pokemon card, but it'll say it's a custom card or something, which is kind of cool for a grading company. I don't know how they do in like aftermarket value and stuff, but if you just want to have your stuff graded to look nice for a collection or whatever, that's awesome. So yeah, I am going to be cutting in clips of opening the packs if they make sense. I might talk over some of it if I have to. Who knows? But while I do that, I'm going to get open to this box. So we'll see the first card, and I will be opening this box in the meantime. So yeah. But like I said, this is purely just experiment to see what we get. There's a real old classic right there. Oh, there we go. This is from, what's her name? One Punch Man. Can't remember her name, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, that patterning looks nicer than some like Pokemon cards I've seen. All right, so it's 5 cards total. You saw that first card, and here it is right here. One thing I'm not sure I like about Mana is that you can actually kind of get a hint of what the grade is going to be from the pack. I see this is gold, so I know this made the gem mint, which is cool. This is a really nice, I actually really like how these labels look. You have the subgrades, and Mana uses AI to assist their grading process. They actually give you a full report, which I might show it in the videos just to get a sense of what's going on. But this one got a 9.5 centering and then 10s across all the boards. You can get, I think it's like a flawless 10 is what they call it, which would have a different label, but looks really nice there. But yeah, that is our first card. All right, so here you can see the mana report for this first card. Terrible Tornado Tatsumaki, or Tatsumaki. I never remember how to say her name. But anyway, you can see first we got our centering. So the front is perfect centering, left, right. It looks like the back centering is really what hampered our grade here at the 9.5. Horizontal being off. What else we got here? Front damage scans. Looks like there's no front damage it detected. Got our corners. Back corners. Population total graded 1, graded at 10-1. So we got all these little awards here. Wouldn't surprise me if this is going to be the only graded card for all the cards I show in this video. But kind of cool that it has this little mana report. So that's all for this card. And yeah, let's continue on. Quality of these cards. Also, it's like 30 packs or something. So you're definitely getting a lot to open. And I mean, they're affordable. So if you just want something cheap to open and you're an anime fan, I can't really fault you for... Oh, I know that. That's a GR and that's free Ren. Well, I think I know who my grading candidate is. Very cool. All right, so as you saw, here's our next card here. I was very excited to get this particular card because I collect free Ren related stuff. Big fan of free Ren, one of my favorite anime. If it ends up ending well, it might end up being my favorite anime. Unfortunately, I can tell it's not a 10, so we're still hoping it's high. And it got a 9.5, so it looks like I had a 9 centering, a 9 surface, and then 10 edges and 10 corners. I'll be curious to see what the report says about this one, but 9.5, I'm not all that upset about that. And plus, like I said, this is just like a PC thing, unofficial card and mana grading. I don't know if it would do well in the aftermarket at all, but I have no intent of selling it. This is just for me, for my collection. It looks pretty nice in there. All right, so here's our free Ren. The centering and surface are off on this one. Looks like front centering is perfect, but it's the back centering again that's messed up. But let's see, it said there was some surface issues. Can't see anything there. Creator's notes. Right here, front and back has a lot of factory hollow specs visible. So that would be what held our surface back, I think. Yeah, otherwise it looks like a very clean card. So it's a lot of factory related issues on this one, but still it's a 9.5. Like, end of the day, that's still a really good grade. Either. But just like the quality of the cards, it'd be interesting to see something that's, you know, quote unquote allowed. Oops, jumped there. But that looks like that. Who is it? That might be Toa from HoloLive. That's kind of cool. Toa is a really nice singer. She has a unique voice. All right, next up is the Toa card. As you can see from the gold, scored another 10, and it looks like the centering once again is what stopped us, 9.5 centering, so just point off that flawless. But really nice looking Toa there. Again, for the personal collection, I am a fan of HoloLive. She is from HoloLive, so why not get that one graded? All right, looks like we got our Toa here. This one again is just centering, which you can see right here. Barely off center. This one seems like it was very close to getting the flawless grade. I'm surprised that's what, just barely over 5%. I wonder what the cutoff is for flawless. I don't know if it has to be a perfect 50-50 or not, but this one was very, very close, it looks like. But still, pretty cool. Quick report look there. All right, next. You can see this one did not get a 10. Oh, and it actually got a 9, so a little bit lower than I would have hoped. Looks like surface at an 8.5 is what held it back. Centering 9.5, edges 9.5, corners 10. So this one will be interesting to look at the report, see what it has to say, what flaws they noticed on it. But still, I mean, a 9's not a bad grade by any means. All right, so this one was the lowest grade of the lot, so I imagine this one will probably tell us the most in the report. Surface is what we'll have to really look at. Horizontal centering on the back was again slightly off, not a lot, but front damage. Okay, so this is the first time we actually can see points on the card. So it's like front damage points and like the percentage of the card, I guess. I guess all of these little X's are things it marked as like concerning to look at. So we got quite a few here. Looks like there's a few on the back also. Greater notes, there are some thick print lines, which I imagine that's actually probably what this stuff is marking, are the print lines. So it's not a bad shaped card by any means. It's all manufacturing stuff, but still, it's nice to see why they gave it the grade they did. So that's all for that one. On an SR, oh, it's Suisse. Again, another HoloLive, but probably one of the biggest musical voices of Hololive, if not the biggest. Very cool. And the last one, we got Suisse here, Rogan Hololive again. And you can see the gold, which means it did get a 10, which I'm happy about. And it's again the centering being off by 0.5. But still, that looks really nice in that label. But yeah. Alright, and the Suisse, which again is just the centering that was an issue. And again, it's not a very drastic shift on the back, and it's only horizontal. So yeah, not a whole lot to say on this one. Pretty high grade card, looks good in the case. But it's still nice to have the transparency of a full like breakdown report of what was going on. So yeah, that's all for this one. So that is all for Mana. I may send more cards off to them in the future. Probably free run cards, obvious, if I'm honest. I think I might start grading all the sort of unlicensed free run stuff I have just for my own personal collection. I've already collected most of the licensed stuff, so why not expand to the unlicensed? But yeah, that is all. Let me know what you think about this company. I think it's an interesting niche it fills, being willing to grade really just about anything. I could see, like I said, artists sending in their own personal cards into it. I imagine they'd probably grade sketch cards that artists made themselves also. So it's kind of a fun option. And yeah, that is all for this. So if you enjoyed that, let me know. Leave a comment. And yeah, take care, everyone.